So hello guys, we'll be having a very quick crash course on Node.js. So we'll cover how to get started with Node.js, and we'll also cover some basic concepts in JavaScript which will help you develop your base for the language. So let's start by knowing what Node is. So initially when JavaScript was developed, it was built for the web. You could run JavaScript from your web browsers, but it was exclusive to them. As time passed, people felt the need we should be able to use JavaScript without a browser, like a general purpose programming language. So thus came Node into existence. Node, on my screen you can see I have opened the official website of Node, which is nodejs.org. So you see there is a one-liner description of what Node is. It is a JavaScript runtime built on Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. So Node is not a programming language. It's a very big misconception if you're having it. It is not a new language. It is not a language at all. It is a runtime which allows you to execute JavaScript outside of your browser. So here you can see on my screen are the buttons, one for an LTS download, one for a current version download. I recommend going for the LTS because you'll find lots of resources of the LTS version over the internet, over Stack Overflow, and lots of stuff. Current will take some time to gain so many resources as the LTS one. So you can go for the LTS, you can click the button to download, or you can just go to the downloads tab and you'll find installers for all different operating systems, Linux and even Docker images if you want. So we now go to the home, and also to work with Node.js you need a text editor. Text editor can be like Notepad. You can definitely use Notepad if you're on Windows, or you can use a simple text-based editor. Anything will work, but I'll be preferring Visual Studio Code. It's a beautiful editor. This is the one which I'll be using. So you can go to code.visualstudio.com to download it, or if you really don't want to use this, feel free to use any text editor you want. Any simple text editor will work. So just pick your preference and get started. Before actually diving deep into code, you'll have to install Node.js. Once you're done installing, you can check if Node.js installed properly by typing the command node version. So just fire up your terminal. If you're on Windows, you can just open up your CMD and write node --version, and it will show you the latest version of Node which is installed. By default, Node also comes with something called npm. It stands for Node Package Manager. So we'll be covering packages a bit later, but we will definitely be covering that. They are very important and they make life very much easier as a developer. So you can also type npm --version in a terminal or CMD, and it'll show you the version of npm install. If you get any error executing these two steps, it means there's something wrong with your current installation and you might want to retry it again. So now we are ready. Node and npm both are installed, and we can just dive deep into coding. So I have this folder Node.js. I'll be using this for the entire crash course, and I'll be firing up my Visual Studio Code, my bad. So it's already open inside this Node.js folder. If you want, you could just go file and open folder to get to your preferred location. And one more thing is, there is a terminal window, and if you click on new terminal over here, you get this terminal here. It's a beautiful feature of VS Code. It's just your normal terminal. So for Windows, most probably it'll be CMD over here. I'm on a Ubuntu, so it's Bash. On Mac it should be Bash as well. So it's just a regular terminal, except that it's integrated within your development window, and it's really helpful when you're, because you don't need to switch from one window to other just to see your code run. So it's definitely a very good feature, one of the beauties of VS Code. So we are ready. We have a editor open, we have a terminal, and now we are ready to write our first file.